Do y'all see that cast? Do y'all see that purple? Do not forget your ears. Now, it's very important for us to have this conversation about sunscreen, when we use it, why we use it, and you can't have that conversation without. Hey y'all, it's Jayla, aka JaiChanellie on the internet. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and join all 20,000 of us over here. It's officially summertime. It's hot as heck. And we need to talk about what sunscreens we are incorporating into our summer skincare routine. If you are on the search for a perfect sunscreen for your summer skincare routine, I got you, sis. Let's get into these mini reviews, talk about the pros and cons of each sunscreen, when you should be using sunscreen. If you're interested, go ahead and keep on watching. So real quick, I want to know where you're from and what temperature is it currently where you're from. I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida, currently living there as well, and it is currently 87 degrees, okay, but it feels like 96 because that humidity be humiditying. Drop your city in the comment section below, and also what is the current temperature in your city. So the first sunscreen that I want to introduce to you is from Trader Joe's, and this sunscreen is Trader Joe's Face and Body Sunscreen Lotion. It is broad spectrum SPF 30. I like this one because, first of all, it's the most affordable of the pack. It was less than $10. This is what the consistency looks like. Now, baby, do y'all see that cast? Do y'all see that purple? It's giving purple rain on my hand. Now, it does rub all the way in, and I'll continue to show you that. This is my everyday sunscreen, but like if I know I don't need to look good or take a picture, right? Because I'm going to just have my mask on. Nobody's really going to see my face. I'm not putting any makeup on top of it, so it's completely fine, right? It's affordable and it does rub in, but you're definitely going to get that initial like purple cast on your face. Just be very careful if you are somebody who is melanin rich. This is the first sunscreen and the most affordable one. This one is from CeraVe or CeraVe. So I really like CeraVe as a skincare brand. They are an affordable skincare brand, a drugstore skincare brand. I will show you what this sunscreen looks like, and then we will talk about why I actually don't use this one. So this is the consistency of that sunscreen or that moisturizer. You can see as I'm rubbing it in. What do you notice? Now, the reason that I do not use this sunscreen is that normally when I'm applying all of my other skincare products and then I go in with this as the last step, it starts to change consistency on me. So I've used this product and literally had to go wash my face afterwards because it just dried up with white streaks on my face. So in combination with my other skincare products, this one is definitely not a fave. All right, y'all, let's get into the big dogs. Black Girl Sunscreen. And this is going to be their Make It Matte sunscreen. They have an original formula that has SPF 30, but it is not a matte formulation. This one is special because it's a matte formulation. It's specifically for the face, and it is broad spectrum SPF 45. Not everybody wants that glowy sunscreen finish on their face, especially if you plan to go in with other products like foundation, concealer, all that good stuff. Black Girl Sunscreen is going to take into account people with darker skin tones. So when we look at the consistency and the formulation of this product, what do you notice? It's clear! If you are worrying about having a white cast on your face, no need to worry when you're talking about Black Girl Sunscreen. It is completely clear, and as you can see, it does rub in pretty matte. This one is a little more expensive. I think that this one is $15, which puts it just above the CeraVe one. With that being said, let's get into the most expensive sunscreens in my collection, and they are going to be from Supergoop. This is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen in the SPF 40. I think Supergoop, if I'm not mistaken, is one of those first companies that came out with that transparent formulas. I'm gonna try not to waste a whole lot of this because she's expensive. A regular size bottle of this is gonna cost you $40+. As you can see, it's actually not completely transparent. There is a little color to it. You can't see it no more, okay? This sunscreen probably has the most unique texture. It's very, very silicone-y, y'all. So like my hand feels super smooth, and this is actually my go-to sunscreen when I am applying makeup, just because I know it's going to give me that very smooth silicone finish, which means I'm gonna have a smooth makeup application. Like, it makes sense to me. The last sunscreen I want to introduce to you is brand new to me. I literally just bought it, and I actually bought it because of my Instagram fam. So I asked specifically for sunscreen spray recommendations, and y'all came through. I went ahead and picked up the Supergoop Resetting Refreshing Mist, and this is basically a sunscreen spray. It has SPF 40 just like the other formula. I think it's really going to be beneficial for me to be able to reapply my sunscreen, especially if I'm wearing makeup. I'll have to try this one out for y'all and keep you updated on my Instagram and on my TikTok. So make sure you follow me there at JaiChanellie. And yeah, y'all, these are all 5 sunscreens that I own. So I'm going to actually apply the Trader Joe's sunscreen lotion. Remember, I told you that this is my everyday sunscreen. This is the one, again, that is most affordable. I typically squeeze like a dime to a nickel size amount of sunscreen in my hand, and as you can see, my hands are very much coated, and I'm going to rub this all on my face. Is how I apply my sunscreen. Again, I'm someone who loves a glow, so I do not mind the very glowy finish of this sunscreen. What is your current sunscreen that you're using? Hopefully you are using a sunscreen, because it's most definitely summertime, babes. It's hot in, so hot in here. Now that we got all that out the way, I can go on my little rant. Now, it's very important for us to have this conversation about sunscreen, when we use it, why we use it, and you can't have that conversation without having a scientific lens. Lucky for y'all, I got a bachelor's degree in molecular and cellular biology and a master's degree in medical sciences. Hashtag Black Girls in STEM. As a girl who not only reads the beauty blogs, but also the scientific journals, I just want to make sure that we are keeping some things in context. So one of the things you commonly hear is, oh, I'm black, my melanin protects me from the sun. Raise your hand if you don't heard that before. And let's talk about facts. Scientific fact tells us that the Hotep girls have a point, okay? Fun fact, black skin does actually offer you some protection from the sun. Darker skin in general does offer some protection from the sun. When we talk about like us being melanin rich and oh, we have so much melanin, we have so much more melanin, what are we actually saying? There are cells called melanocytes that actually produce melanin. And fun fact, you actually don't have any more melanocytes than the white person next to you. You actually don't have more melanocytes than the Asian person next to you. We all have the same number of melanocytes. Our melanocytes are actually larger, which means they also produce more melanin, and that is the difference between being lighter skinned and being darker skinned. We love more protection. Now, let's address another statement, and that statement is, oh, I'm black, I can't get skin cancer. Oh, I'm black, I can't get skin cancer. Girl, I'm black, I can't get skin cancer. And that is where you're wrong. Scientifically, you most definitely can get skin cancer. There are actually 3 main types of skin cancer. The one that we do focus on is melanoma specifically. And melanoma is, again, you hear that melanin, you hear the root word, going from place to place, okay? When we talk about melanoma, we're talking specifically about a cancer of the melanocytes or those melanin cells, okay? Melanoma is actually the deadliest type of skin cancer. Why is it the deadliest type of skin cancer, especially for black folk? It's typically harder to catch, and it typically gets treated way later. Most importantly, it can spread, and that makes it very, very different than the other types of skin cancers, which typically stay localized to a specific part of the body. That don't happen with melanoma. Melanoma metastasizes or spreads throughout the body, okay? Black people are not immune to melanoma. We are not immune to any type of skin cancer, but we most definitely are not immune to melanoma. How does melanoma actually present itself in black people? Let's talk about that. Melanoma typically presents itself in areas that do not receive sun exposure. Let me say that again. Melanoma typically presents itself in areas that do not receive sun exposure. Examples being the palms of your hands, the soles of your feet, your genital areas. What does that mean? Applying your sunscreen is not gonna help in those particular cases. You're not applying sunscreen to your genital area, and if you are, you should not be. So when we talk about melanoma, we have to be very careful in having this conversation and trying to juxtapose it to the conversation of this is why Black people should be using sunscreen. Yes, does sunscreen help us? Absolutely. But we need to be more specific in the language that we use when we're talking about melanoma, because what we really need to be watching is our moles, y'all. Y'all know that Black people, we be so beautiful and be having moles all over our body. It's so cute, right? But you need to watch those moles. You need to make sure that those moles stay the same size that they've always been, that they stay the same shape that they've always been, that they stay the same color that they've always been, that you don't get random ones popping up and again they have irregular size, shape, color. Check your moles. There are misconceptions that have been perpetuated specifically in the Black community, not just of our own doing, right? We also have to talk about the fact that for years scientists was not studying Black people or Black skin in particular. For years, all of our sunscreen, wear your sunscreen or you're gonna get skin cancer data, was based on white people and white skin. For years, dermatologists didn't know and still don't know what certain things look like on Black skin because they were using white people as the standard. As somebody, again, who went through graduate school looking at medical pictures and nowhere in the PowerPoint is they ever showing you what it looks like on a Black person. I'm telling you, a lot of it is also coming from the doctor end. It's coming from the medical end. It's coming from the, oh, we didn't even think y'all were important enough to study. So we have to be very careful when we make blanket statements and put the onus, all this onus on like, oh, Black people, y'all not using sunscreen. That's why y'all dying at higher rates from skin cancer. No, that's not the whole picture. Give the whole picture, give context to the blanket statements that you're making so that people can be fully informed. Most important for me, what I want you to take away from this is do your research and consider the source. Not everybody can read a scientific journal, and I completely understand that. But try your best to find sources that are digestible for you, that are also somewhat neutral, and not just believing what this company has to say, this company that you know their only goal is to sell you a product. That's all I have for y'all. Please let me know which sunscreen you are currently using for your summer skincare routine. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit that subscribe button. Also, like this video so YouTube can share with other people. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.